people acknowledge us business. Is what they want to do. Accept it. We still want to be accepted because we still ain't got our, is it 40 million in a cow or a cow
40 acres in a mule.
or 40 acres. Okay.
They done got that with 400 almost with
Okay.
stamp.
Help me with
Section
that.
8.
Help me with that.
You don't got your acres and mules and EBT, TANF.
They still.
I remember this white man
got it.
said that to me, and I said to him, I said, but y'all get the same benefits.
Yeah.
And you still got the other stuff.
Y'all do.
We haven't got it with that. We're not gonna get it.
No, it's
We're not
We're not gonna get
What
it.
I'm saying is, I'm not saying that we got it and that satisfies it. I'm saying that's what they feel.
Right.
That we've got it.
And when the
Yeah,
white
they're
man said
different.
it, I
Okay,
said,
I got you. I got you.
Because y'all get it and you get it more than us.
Thank you.
Because it's more of you. I want to say to black people, yeah, we deserve it because we built this country.
Right.
But understand, we not going to get it.
Yeah.
We're not.
It was never intended. We
I don't
built
want-
the country. We were used. Some kind of way we got to come to grips with that.
But yesterday,
They not giving us nothing.
but yesterday when the grandmother was on the elevator, the truck with her grandchild, and then when they had her in her apartment, and she said, "I can't breathe, y'all so dramatic with stuff. And then when the newspaper said, well, we couldn't confer that she was locked in 30 minutes. She said 30 minutes. They said, well, the tape only shows 15 minutes. But then they kept saying, stop doing so much.
But the only thing I say to that, had she been white and it was 5, she'd have got all this.
She
but
wouldn't
again,
have.
We
She
have to
wouldn't have.
understand we're
She
not
wouldn't
gonna
have.
get anything. That's why I
But-
often say, my soul is in my friends, you know, or not, because we're not. Well, what I said when I was going out the door earlier, that's
Right.
it's not meant for us.
But-
They're not
but
gonna
not-
give it to us.
But not,
They're
what I want us not to do
They're not.
is I want us not to, if your boy kills a cop, a convenience worker, or whatever, I want you not to say, I know he didn't do that.
Yeah.
Where were you in his time that you know he didn't do
Do
it?
it right.
Okay, I'm saying that.
Right.
Then I'm saying the elevator incident, you told them 30 minutes, and then they came back on the news and said, well, the morning people said she's in the tape show she's in 15 minutes. So what are you doing? It's 15 minutes. I'm just saying.
At any amount of time, I could believe her that I don't want to be trapped. or
No,
classified.
I believe her too.
Right. But any amount of time is not good to be stuck.
It's not.
But I think, again, we should say, get it in our head. They don't care if you were stuck in there 10 minutes and they was pouring hot water on you while you was in there.
Right.
You black. And some kind of way we're going to have to, and I don't know how we're going to do it. But some kind of way we got to reconcile.
Yeah.
We're not getting the same benefits.
See, I'm with you.
Yeah,
I'm
we're
with you
not.
with that.
And
We gotta
if we
reconcile
don't,
it.
I think expectation is what's making us,
Then
we're not going to get the same thing.
I guess what I'm trying to say is
Yeah, they don't
that
care.
when, and I hate this,
Yes, he is. He
Coming up that
good.
I hate to plug this,
He's
that
moving.
Tell me.
Gosh.
I don't like to, when I hear news of robbery and project, I always say, I hope it was white people.
I know. I do
And then
too. I do too.
when it ended being black, and then when it's
Yeah.
black, and then they're like 14, 15 years old.
That's what's happening.
Why aren't you in school?
Where's your mama?
I say the
Who
same thing.
are your
We're
guardians?
parents.
Where's these people?
Why are you doing this? I
Then,
say the same
when they do catch you with the guardians, and then the first thing the guardians say, he did not do it.
He did not do it. Denial.
I have a problem with that.
Denial. Right. And now I can see that.
Come on, y'all.
Right.
And then, okay, have y'all heard about this? The news Then they're coming up with that. They're taking it to the, I guess what's his name? The Trump people, or whatever. But they're saying that, I'm not talking about, but they taking it to him and saying that start making parents reliable for.
Yeah, they're gonna go to jail.
I've heard that.
So now I've already been saying that. I think they should have been doing
I
that.
think that's a good start.
It's a good start.
Because as a parent, you are responsible.
But I've always asked this question. Whenever a robbery happens and when they tell me they 14, 15, 16, whatever, 8 years, my first question is say, where's their guardian? Where's their parents?
Where are their parents?
But then when they resurface, they say, oh no, he ain't do that. I know he ain't do that. I know he ain't.
That's the same.
Really?
Right. Now I definitely feel that. Where were you?
I need them to pass that law. Make the parents responsible for the children's actions.
Because we used to be, for black parents, they used to be responsible.
They
you
did.
Know, it wasn't always this.
Because it was always an auntie, an uncle, and a
Right.
grandmama.
Thank you.
Right.
And then when the crack situation came, they took the grandmamas out the home.
They did.
They took the
Uncles.
everybody together in there.
Yeah.
But we was united just like we would have been in Africa.
Yeah.
You can always
See?
go home to your grandma.
That's what I'm saying.
There was an aunt always there. There was an uncle standing at the corner saying, boy, get on down there. And then you got the mom and dad at work. But that baby is monitored.
Monitor every step of the way.
Every step of the
From the time they get up
because
all the way.
if all y'all remember this,
Because we had it with Miss Lucy.
everybody had to make it.
Yes, we did.
If your mom and daddy worked
Yep.
and you did anything and Miss Lucy
Miss
saw you bending down or pissing in the yard, when you get home, your mama gonna know
They
about it.
already knew. And like she said, several people along the way.
Thank you.
I remember being on Troy to the west side, we in the store. You fat, so what you doing in the store?
Thank you.
He's not in here. And by the time we got home, here's my dad. So you was at the store?
Right.
There was no cell phones, so it's like the connection
Thank you.
went down the line. I remember even in Washington, being at Ashby Station, arguing with these two girls, Tim and Tamika, like we was gonna fight. And this guy came, this man, and said, I know you're not gonna fight, because you're New York Fat's daughter.
Man.
As a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to go over the corner. The bus getting ready to come to 51 Simpson. He said, you getting on the bus with me.
Thank you.
Because I was arguing back with them. He said, Fat's daughter don't argue in public
Thank you, baby.
and say that stuff.
And the same
And
thing
he-
happened.
I will never forget. I had to get off with him and at 51, and he said, you need to talk to your daughter. She don't act like that. She was in the fight. Some girls asked me. My dad asked me what was wrong, and I was explaining to him.
Yeah.
You know, they was bothering me.
And that didn't happen again, though.
It didn't happen again because, and they was picking, you always go to church, you're the church ready snap. And he said, that's good and fine, and I hate that y'all mama have y'all like that. But she loves y'all.
Thank you.
Y'all still gotta grow up. But this is what you are not going to
Thank
do.
you.
You are not going to get out of character. Not another one of my friends is going to say they heard you saying this and that or arguing, because women don't act like that.
Thank you.
And I will never forget that guy. He
I
probably
know
did it
you
though.
won't.
He told
And-
me, he said, you getting ready to get on this 51 Simpson with me.
And
will not
Grandma
be
right
a
here in the
fight.
black case right here. Grandma right here in the black case. My mom told me the same thing. She said,
Yeah.
you came home with a deficient notice and whatever, and she said, oh no, what are you doing?
Exactly.
Who are you fighting at school? She said, you know, we don't do this in the house. I don't fight you, you don't fight me. Who are you fighting?
Exactly.
She said, I tell you what, little man, fight again. They gonna have you. I'm gonna let you go to them. But as long as you're living with me, oh no, you don't fight.
And
You
I
walk a
remember
break from it.
Hubie caught the bus with his friends to North Lake Mall, way up there after school, and got caught stealing out of Dick's Spears or Sears or something. And they called my mom, and then she went up there to get him, but she called my dad, and no cell phones. So my dad called the house, and I said, Mama's up there at North Lake. We were staying at Sedgwood Clark Howard Homes.
Right.
My dad called back, I said, and she told me to let you know when you call, and because I got the message, called the Troy Street
scared to
Supermarket.
pass
They
me
got that
the
message to him, and he called back and he said, "What's going on?" I told him,
Niggas are
I said,
roaching
"She went to
me,
get
bro.
him." She's getting ready to call back in 30 minutes. She said, "She see
You
about
got
her."
Jordan, I got
He
LeBron.
said, "Tell your
And you
mother
really don't want me to touch
not
him.
get me. Let them take him to Juvenile. Remember, Juvenile was downtown by the
Yeah, it was
stadium."
downtown by the stadium.
And he said
babe.
he's going to
Yeah.
spend that night there,
Yeah.
or however many days they go to court,
Yeah.
because that's the only thing that's going to stop him.
Yeah.
He said, "You tell your mother," I said, "she better not bring him out of there." And she comes home. So my mom called, and he said, "Make sure, don't be on that phone talking with your friends, get the message."
Uh-huh.
She called, I said, Fat called and said, "Hubie is to stay." She said, "I don't want my baby to stay, but I agree." She left. She did whatever. She
Yeah.
told them, "Take him to Juvenile."
Yeah.
She said Hubie's eyes filled with tears, and they took him. From that day forward, no problems for Hubie. And
No
here's the man
problem.
he is.
That's what I'm
And
talking about.
and he said it was crowded. He had to sleep on the floor, and it was cold.
Yeah.
And he said, "I was scared and shaking."
Yeah.
He said, and then what they fed us. But she said she had already talked to the detective. She said the detective said, "I can see you are a good mother." Said, "And I
Yeah.
can see that you're trying to teach him a lesson."
Yeah.
I'm gonna make sure when he go in juvenile that he's not bothered or touched. But we're gonna scare him. I'm gonna let my captain, the
Yeah.
captain know to scare him up just
Yeah.
enough.
Yeah.
So when Hubie got up, they made sure you get water or you get this sandwich.
Yeah, that's it.
And he stayed there a few days and they went to court. They dropped the charges, said
Yeah.
he won't go on this record. And then when he got home, my mama whooped him.
But he had to go through
And he
that.
had to go through it. And he told me, he
He had to
said,
go through
"Reese,
that, baby."
I was so scared."
Yeah,
He
I
said, because
remember.
they kept saying, we might transfer you to Fulton County. He was 13 or 14. He said, and I prayed and said, "God, if you get me out of this, I'll never do this again."
He had to go
And
through it,
did.
though.
He had to go through it.
He had to go through that.
Yeah, but he said there was some young guys there saying, "Oh man, you young." So they had been there, and they was telling him,
They
you know,
knew-
"Don't worry
Girl.
about it." He said, but when
Girl.
they put me out and said it was no room in the with a dorm in the bed, so I'm sitting on the floor with a pallet in a
And-
cold.
And
He said,
those other guys that were telling him, they had been there way before him.
right, and constantly
I'm
going.
telling you, and constantly
Constantly
going.
going.
So that's all they knew.
They learned the system.
They learned the system. You see, he wasn't like that. Your brother
I
wasn't
remember
like
he
that.
told me, he said,
That
"I
scared
didn't
him
know."
to
Wasting
death.
Michael
He said, "I didn't know
Jordan
we was gonna break any of that."
Yeah.
I said, "Really?
That
You?"
nigga
Yeah.
be trash
He
himself.
said,
Yeah.
"Yeah." He said, "I didn't know what was gonna go on," and they was telling us stories. And
Yeah.
some of the bigger guys, you know, older, the
Yes,
ones that were
because
when
that's
they was
what they
older.
do.
Yeah, he said, I
He called
said,
him Bubba.
Yeah, he said, "I was so scared."
Bubba bitches.
He said he stayed there about 3 days. He said, and when they came and got me, and I saw Mama at that sitting in there waiting for
Yeah.
me, he said when they said we're gonna let you go home,
This
he had to go to
nigga
some classes or whatever. And then my dad
ain't
came
trying to do it
over
by himself.
that night
That's the
and got
ball,
me.
bitch
So
ass
like you
boy.
say, even if the family was broken up, the father was still calm.
Yeah.
And you know, it's
But y'all had it good, baby, because I went to jail 2 times
Oh, I do
in,
this shit.
in my 40s. And but thank God I never spent. I always stayed in they called it I always stayed in I was in Lumpa, but they called it a Rangers. I never got booked and had a uniform.
I see what you're saying. Okay.
I never did that part.
Right.
But I was
Holden. You was in Holden.
I was in Holden.
Holden.
I was always in Holden. But it's a lot of experience in Holden.
Really?
Yes, a lot of experience in Holden. Because in Holden, you're with amongst a lot of all-time criminals.
True.
That's just always coming.
Always.
They're familiar to the system.
Yes.
People know them. So me being brand new, you know, I just did what I had to do, but I never got to the part where I had to go to a cell
Right.
with a roommate, with a bunkmate, wait when I call. I never had to do that. I never got that far. And I thank God for it.
Right.
I thank God for it. And I thank God for my mom because she's always willing to put her house up
Right.
for the love
Right.
to get her baby out, and
To
she
get
said,
him out.
"Yeah, get me out." And yes, I waited till I got like an age to go to jail and do stupid shit. I did do that, yeah. But I learned.
Right.
I eventually learned.
I just wish the family unit was.
Uh, I wish the family unit was.
I wish it was. I don't know what it's gonna take.
You can go now.
I see. They really make out a big deal with the same thing.
We was in the 24, 26.
Yes,
One of
with the
them went in
Falcons,
there.
same thing. And Brady came back out. They came back out a beast, as if the Falcons just didn't know what to do. The Falcons should have won that Super Bowl.
Yeah.
And it was the same scenario. I think they was 10 and we was 20 something.
Yeah.
And it was at halftime. And they came back last year after halftime, Eric, and beat it up. And you're looking like, yeah. We really thought the Falcons should have won. But Herschel said it. Herschel said, don't celebrate yet. He said because they in that locker room.
Herschel Walker?
My stepdad. He said that they gonna make sure that deal is secured and no phone calls were made. And Herschel said it. And I'll be dang on if he wasn't right. And when they came back out, last I saw Brady was sitting on the sideline. The Falcons had scored again, and he was angry. His whole face demeanor. And it's as if when Tom Brady, the quarterback. And it's as if, I said, look at how frustrated he is. He looks defeated. And it's as if when he got on there, as if somebody whispered it in his ear and said, you got this. And he started throwing that ball, and they beat
So
the
what quarter
Falcons.
we in now?
We have time going into the third quarter.
Third
So you
quarter.
got 2 more left. And that's when they come back and do their thing. Because them people got to get paid.
Okay.
If they lose, I will be shocked. If they lose, I will
If
be
the Patriots
shocked.
lose.
If the Patriots lose. It's raw, and I don't even know much about football.
Remember, they said, it's shown on that, it's a documentary, it's shown like a news reel, where they were playing the Jaguars to get in the
Super Bowl.
And
really?
Belichick went to the referee and said, the Jaguars is beating our ass, you need to do something about that. And he got a false play. The referee did.
And the Jaguars lost.
And the Jaguars lost.
That was last year.
But this year.
That's what
that
allowed the
was this
Patriots
year.
to get
Right
to the
before they
Super
played
Bowl.
this game.
But when did we play? When did Falcons play?
Last year.
Oh,
We
well,
played last year.
we out of the Super Bowl.
Huh?
We played them last year for the Super Bowl.
But I heard on the news that we're going to do something. I think we have the Super Bowl next year.
2019. Yeah.
Oh, we're hosting it. 53.
Yeah, it's gonna be at the Dome.
Yeah.
Rightfully so, the Falcons should have won the Super Bowl. We should have had a title and we should have had a parade last year. But the same crap happened. And remember the coach, the coach who called the plays. That was his last year with the Falcons. And then he went on to a new team, remember?
Yeah.
The ones that they was like, why didn't he pull the boys? And so it was as if he didn't care. This is my last year here.
So the playbook got missing, they said, right, a day.
Sure did.
And it was rumored that
the playbook got missing.
It sure did.
Yeah. Yeah. When you talk about money,
That's dirty.
That's why I try to tell people
the playbook got
that's
missing.
more than you enjoying the game. That's big money right
That's
now.
big money. That's
Them
dirty.
And Las Vegas, they been
And that's what I'm doing in Vegas and on the golf course. And I'm gonna tell you what they make big deals too. Augusta National during the Masters.
Yeah.
That city in Augusta, it shuts down.
Yeah.
When the Masters come,
Uh-huh.
it's as if black, poor, you're not going down Washington Road. You know who goes down? Workers, people who work the Masters. I worked for the city for 3 years now. I was there.
And they shut it down.
They shut it down.
Yeah.
Eric, those billionaires, they fly into, not the Augusta National or the Crocodile Airport, they fly into Daniel Field on Washington Road, which is where the private planes, when you're riding by down Washington Road, you can see the planes.
Wow.
They fly there. Cadillac dealer is the premier provider of transportation. And Cadillac dealer, they call it Masters Cadillac. They have them cars.
Now
That
we
whole
shut
city
the
shut
hell
down. The people who live there, like people who work regular jobs, most of them, a good majority of them, take their vacation during Masters because they work that week for the Masters.
Okay.
My nieces did it. Sarah mom did it before. They work 24 hours. They work them like slaves. You hear me? My niece was doing it, but they check for that week because you're trained, so they check for that week will be $1,000, 1,500, sometimes
Yeah.
2,000. But
Wow.
you work and you work. You don't
Yeah,
get
yeah.
time off.
Jordan one of
So
those
she
school.
was
I
like,
got that.
she'll come. Tyson was like 21, and she said, Auntie, I'm so tired. They move like zombies. She was making sandwiches, the egg salad, the
Oh,
sandwiches
yeah.
that go out
Okay,
to the
okay.
masses. You and the select jobs, the jobs where they call it the Masters Club. That's where they leave. It's a select job.
Okay.
And Zach, this guy who was our friend, worked it for the past 15 years. He said, that's you gotta be somebody. He said, but you know what it reminds her? They dress up like in a butler suit and all, and you shining their shoes on in the bathroom, handing them stuff, millionaires.
Wow.
He said, I done came to Slaves with Tiger so many times to where he knows my name. Those guys are, hey Zach, man, and so they handed them stuff. They handed them
Isn't that
towels to
something?
wipe their hands.
Yeah.
He said, but I love the money. He said, and that
But the money was
the
good.
weed
Yeah.
was good. He said, but I looked at it. I came home one day. He said, and my
That's
wife
no
looked
Jordan
at me.
shot.
You look like a butler. That's how they have them dressed up.
Yeah.
You can't, even the city workers, like, I went one time, but it was too much, so I was like, okay. So you have to have your badges, and they definitely prejudice. You can't get down there unless you're somebody. That whole strip and
Okay.
miles within it,
I
and
got
they
that.
changed the ordinance
I
to
got
where you could not, like, if you have a regular business, say if your business was a vendor on the street selling water, you may get your black ass off.
Okay, I got that.
And especially if you're
I
black.
got that.
So many people called and they was arresting people. People need to see how they operate doing Masters, listen to that name, in Augusta.
Yeah.
And you'll get a really
I see
good
that. I see
real
that.
life glimpse of slavery.
Masters, yeah.
And the black guy, he's retired now, Larry, who was over the business ice division, he said it hurts me every year when this happens. He said, and I've been out there hobnobbing. He said, but it's the closest reminder to me of how slavery was. You can't do nothing.
And you know what I can see the way you explaining it.
Nothing.
I can see that.
The
When you
logos,
explain it, yeah.
don't touch them. They said Tiger came on because they have houses there. Like people who own homes rent out their houses,
Yeah.
so they make $4,000, $5,000 a week. But they said Tiger came into one of the grocery stores. I think it was a Publix down there. They shut that store down, and like they was like little kids still trying to get to them. They said people was knocking and they said one black lady who worked for the city said, I hate him. She said the reason I hate him was because the kids was trying to get to him, and one little boy made it, and he did his hand like that,
Bam.
and
Yeah.
he like, get away from me,
Yeah.
and he went on. And she said, my husband said, well, you gotta focus on the game. She said, what kind of person are you? That you couldn't even smile, if you
And they
couldn't
not
write
that
an
one
autograph.
child.
She said he did this, like get away.
Hey, not that one child.
That whole thing, I don't even, and I feel bad for the blacks who try to get there, and they do the poor whites too, but mainly blacks. That's when the most arrests are made.
I believe that.
They will arrest you for anything.
I believe it.
Even people I've issued a business license to. The sheriff called once and a captain called and said, now I want to know if they have this business license. I issued it. He said, what gave you the right to issue? I said they had all the credentials.
Thank you.
And I was authorized to do it. That sheriff said to me, that captain, email me their file to show what they had. I said, I'm not doing that because that's outside of public. You got to fill out a form for that. He said on the phone to me in the office, I'm a fucking sheriff. You're going to send me that file.
Oh.
What's your job? I said, you're going to talk to Larry.
Right.
And if it's my job, then it's my job. I told Larry. Larry said, he said that to you? He ended up apologizing. And he wanted, I'm
Okay,
so sorry. He was
still.
wrong. He could not believe that a black person, and this guy was selling like barbecue. And the white people buy it. They equally
Right.
But I'm
but
still saying-
they wanted him gone because a white guy. I knew what happened, Eric. Like working for government has opened my eyes to a lot. A white guy had come in behind him and wanted the same license. And I said, sir, someone who has gotten a license here, because only one person could be in one area,
Right,
one lot.
I got you.
I said, and he's already got permission. He said, who is it? I can't tell you who it is. I said, you can be in the vicinity, but you can't get right here. The license has been issued, and it's temporary just for the masters. He went and told the sheriff, and there was a black guy. And when they saw it was a black guy, they arrested that black guy.
Yeah.
They made him move. But you know what they did? Because the black guy, when he got out, like 2 weeks after he came, he called. He said, I want the file, the paperwork. Now, we could give it to him. He said, I want this and that. They blocked me from giving him that information. And I had to keep calling Larry. He was out that day. And I said, Larry, they keep calling me. He said, I'm going to come in the office. He said, well, you know what I want you to do? He said, I want you to take a lunch. And take 2 hours lunch. And I'm going to write it up that you had to take 2 hours. He said, because what they're doing, they know I'm not there.
Yes.
And they're coming to you for this.
That's what it is.
And he said that they're
That's
going to,
what it was.
if you don't give them what you want, they're going to try to fire you.
Yeah.
So I left the office and took lunch. And I called my dad and I said, this is what's what. He said, you work for government. You're going to end up dealing with a lot.
Yeah.
And I mean, y'all, it was crazy. But that's how the masters do.
I understand that, but
And they make them big deals. Condoleezza Rice.
Oh yeah.
Remember, she had gotten a membership.
I remember her.
They wanted to block it, but they didn't. Because it's
Remember her.
all white boys.
Yeah.
They didn't want women, no blacks, no black man, unless it's changed recently, has a membership to the masters, and no woman. Condoleezza was the first, and then they just let some white lady in.
But
And
I
it
got
was
this
mad.
and this. I got you. You're good, and you're gonna continue being good. You're good. You got no problem. These motherfuckers out here
They, whew,
that's doing underhanded stuff.
Eric,
I'm telling you, I know what you're going through, but you're
crazy.
good.
It's crazy.
You are good though.
It's just the stuff you hear.
You know how to hold your own though. I'm
Yeah,
telling you.
I was like, but when them billionaire, like Sus said, Vegas and
Yeah.
golf,
I got
they
that.
make them deals.
I got
Them
that.
cases come through full
But
of
you're
money.
gonna be strong. Oh no.
Yeah, God gonna tell him to get the heck on.
You got
They want
that?
him to be something so much.
Oh please.
They want him to really be something.
Mhm.
Timberlake.
What
He ain't saying nothing. He ain't doing nothing.
Doing nothing.
is it?
Justin
This is
Timberlake.
halftime. Yeah, that's just.
Oh,
See
yeah.
what they did to
Oh, it's
Jay-Z.
Timberlake.
No.
Jay-Z was nominated for, Beyonce has won 22 Grammys. She's
Yeah.
second behind Stevie Wonder. He's won 21. He was nominated for 8. They just had the Grammys.
Oh, and they
He
shut
won
him down.
none.
That sure did.
But they asked him to perform when his last CD came out, album 444, and he's talking about empowering blacks. Him and Beyonce's on it. They asked him to perform the Super Bowl. He declined. Remember, Beyonce performed last time with Bruno and did that Black
Yes,
Panther
she
Also,
thing.
Jay-Z declined.
Jay-Z declined. And then it's like they saying, we'll show you nigga. Shut him out of the Grammys.
yeah.
He ain't never been nominated in
That's
that
why
one.
he doing it now.
And they got him.
Justin Timberlake.
Right.
I my mind, I'm like, he got to be a last minute. for
He
that.
is. They wanted
couldn't
Jay-Z.
see that.
And you know, normally Jay-Z was giving in to him. But this
Yeah.
year he said no. And see, they boycotted Beyonce since she did the Grammys. When she
Yeah.
came out with
I
Formation
remember that, yeah.
and the
Yeah.
Black Panther. So they asked him to do the Grammys. And it, I mean,
they
the
already
Super Bowl.
talked about they on the internet trying to come against the Black Panther movement.
Right. That Panther moved right. They asked Jay-Z to do the premiere halftime.
So
He
now
said
he
no.
doing a halftime.
So they got Timberlake. And they've been trying to build him up ever since.
Oh, how about Bruno Mars and all this stuff around?
Right. Right. But it's like you said, they trying to take R&B.
Look,
Yep. Yep.
and just give us. I ain't got nothing against rap, thug, street thug,
None of that.
But don't just give me that.
Right.
I need more
Right.
genre of music than that. Don't just give me
And you
new.
need it where they're speaking of substance.
Yeah, I don't want.
Music
I don't want to listen to it
penetrates.
over and over.
When you listen to old songs, those songs have meaning, they give you hope, and they make you feel good. Now, I understand everybody speaks what they know. But this crap that's rapped now, it's just that, it's crap.
Crap.
And that's why these people,
Don't care what nobody
they
say.
don't care what they say. They say the
If
same
you gonna
thing.
suck, then you gonna be a
Right.
bitch.
They're not
You gonna be a
substance.
hoe.
And look at the
I don't
things
wanna
they're
listen to
doing.
that.
And listen to the young people. All they can do is recite the rap things.
Right.
It doesn't make sense. We have very few black doctors. We have very few, because they've given us rap.
But then
Just
see,
rap.
and then rapping the paint like with Nas.
We ain't doing nothing else.
They used to give a story
Exactly.
with the rap. Now it's not a
It's
story.
not a story.
I'm gonna shoot you.
It's not a story.
Shoot
Hip hop
and die.
started
You're gonna shoot and die.
in the 70s, and the pioneers of hip hop, anybody who love it, research it. That's why it's good to know history
Right.
and acknowledge before you get into something. The pioneers of rap said there was rock, there was R&B, but there was no music to represent the young urban, what we went through.
Yeah.
So we had to keep hearing. That's why you hear the songs they sung, but it's talking about the poverty, or
Yeah.
we need a way out, or it's talking about what we feel.
yeah.
They said rap, hip hop would not make it. They said it was a fad, and hip hop made it.
Yeah.
And when they saw
Alright,
hip hop
yeah.
made it in the early 90s, that's when white America, the corporations got involved, and they had the information is there to research it. They had a meeting.
Oh, they're the whole
And in
right
that
there.
meeting, they said, we need to find a way to stop this. And that's
Yeah.
when that's when all these groups get big, and that's when they produce gangster rap. Rap was not all of that hip hop before.
Oh yeah.
It was not. It was not.
Oh, wow.
I mean, everybody get a right to talk about what they want to talk about, but that doesn't make it healthy. He's doing nothing. He ain't made an album in so long, he's doing nothing.
Who that is?
Justin.
Timberlake,
Oh, okay, yeah. He
they
ain't
trying to really make him something.
he ain't really doing that.
He's a safe white boy who
Yeah.
has used black music to get him where he
Yeah.
is,
Yeah, he
and
is.
black people.
Alright.
Don't Kendrick Cole do not this?
Hey, Shooter Towers a song he had with Jay-Z.
So
See what I'm saying? They trying to say to Jay-Z, we ain't stun you. He declined. He declined to do the halftime show.
Oh, he did?
Yeah. And they got upset with him. That's why he nominated for 8. Jay-Z ain't never been nominated for a Grammy and not won 1. He was
Wow.
nominated for 8 and he didn't win 1.
Isn't that something?
They mad at him and Beyonce now.
They are?
Because they're acknowledging their blackness.
Oh, okay.
They mad at him. He old, he out of shape.
You don't think he old, is he?
Older than he was, and he ain't singing none. He ain't got none, he ain't made none new.
Oh, he ain't?
No.
He ain't our age, though, is he?
No, Timberlake might be in his 30s.
Oh,
And him and Usher been rival for the longest.
Oh, okay. I don't know about that. I don't know.
And that's the song he got with Beyonce.
Russell, you good on the TV?
They laying it on, like,
Huh? Huh?
Oh yeah.
and it's better with her than not with her. But okay. No, Justin. Lord, they killed him.
Mm-hmm.
White people are men. I see that you been
Oh, yes.
You know, I just deal with them in business because I have
One more
to.
that I look at them,
They equal
they are
sister.
alien looking at me.
Yes,
In my
they-
mind, like,
Do
why
you
they
see
eyes
that?
so
Oh my
crazy
God, my manager at work and all of them, when they're talking to me and I'm looking at them, it's like
They don't look good.
they look different. They are different. This is ours, and this right here is ours.
Yeah.
I got beer down
We
here,
don't have to go
bro.
back there. We was
You got
here.
beer?
Because all of
So you
this,
got
what they
beer?
call
I
it,
got Budweiser.
yeah, all of this was combined.
Yeah.
And they brought, this is ours. But they don't. That's why I love listening to Farrakhan. He breaks it
You
down.
want one?
He breaks it
I get
down.
one. I'm good.
Gave me
No.
inspiration.
Alright, cool.
And that guy I was talking to, he said, drop the morals. I said, wow. He said, drop the morals as you've been taught them, and that's when you'll be free. Yep.
Drop it.
The
Say it again.
morals, as we've been taught of the morals.
Uh-huh.
He said, that's not us. Drop them. And deal with the spirit and let them guide you and God the Most High.
I got you.
He said, but you got to drop that to be free.
Mhm.
And you have to drop family to be free. And that's what he told me. He said, they're your ancestors.
The word good morning is a plantation word.
Yes, it is.
What it's saying to the slaves is, we finna have a good morning.
Right.
Get out there and pick that cotton, that's the Bible. And cause I've been looking at break down the word.
That's somebody taught me grand rising.
I ain't never heard that before. Feel like that little
Good
there.
morning.
Kenny used to tell me to say
morning.
grand rising.
Grand rising.
Yeah, because the sun. When people don't say, when I'm down, he said, say grand rising.
Wow.
And I kept saying, why? He said, he's the one told me. He said, good morning. He said, they changed it to M-O-R, but it was morning.
Morning.
Because the slaves was getting ready to go in the fields, and it's another day they are mourning. So the plantation owners were saying to them,
Wow,
good
y'all.
morning, because you get ready to mourn.
Morning.
Yeah.
He said, so the correct term now is grand rising.
Grand rising.
Because that's the sun.
I got
He
that.
said, when people are the sun and the sun rises.
Now I got
And I
that.
was like, huh.
I got that now.
Ashe. Ashe is.
Ooh,
It's
what
like
is
a
Ashe?
It's like a greeting. A-S-E.
No,
Ashe is a
what
greeting.
does it mean?
It's like hello. But
Ashe.
It's another meaning.
I've heard
to it.
that. Yeah.
A-S-E. Ashe. I'm gonna look it up in a minute.
I've heard that. Ashe, yeah.
When they talk about
Hell no.
Assalamualaikum.
Niggas on some bad defense. That nigga fucking at the fucking half court. I don't fuck that bad defense. That's some break. What the fuck?
Peace be
That
unto
nigga put
you.
that shit in the fucking half court.
Yeah. And then while let them belong.
You good,
And another
right?
one is understand. And I've heard several people, Tupac. I heard a thing on YouTube. When Tupac had a conversation. Since you talk about, you thought we cried when we saw that movie. He was talking to this gangbanger. The gangbanger is still alive. He released it. He's from prison. And Tupac laid out his full plan. And it was a grand plan. And he was murdered after that. And the guy he was talking to, this big gang leader in LA, he was saying, it's the gangs, we're not out here killing like this. We're not doing that. He said, we're not doing that, Pop. They are infiltrating the government and having people to do it. Sometimes blacks, it's not us. Tupac wanted to, he said, this is what I'm going to do. He said, each city I'm going to go to, and I'm going to get the schools and the teams and this and that. The guy told him, said, I'm glad to hear your voice. It was Tupac had just been released. The guy said to him, and he said, why are you with Death Row? He said, I realized I've signed my death certificate with Death Row, but I had to get out. And I had to get out at this time to pass the torch. He said, I would love to live, remember Martin Luther King. I would love to be here to see it. He said, but I'm not. He said, brother, Tupac was so sweet. He had feminine ways and everything, but he said, I know I'm going to die, but I'm hoping I'll have more time. He said, but I'm telling my trusted people my plan, so hopefully y'all can pick it up. He said, I was marked when I was in my mother's womb. She was a Black Panther. He said, I know I'm going to die, but I couldn't do what I need to do sitting in that prison. He said, and it wasn't the people in the prison, the inmates, it was the guards who was going to kill me. And the guy said, were you touched when you was there? Roommates, you was touched. Tupac paused for a minute, and I said, did they touch him? He said, they came behind me, but I was victorious. But he didn't say exactly what. The man said, if they touched you, if they violated you, the manhood, you tell me, and I will have them knocked off. You tell me. And Tupac said, that's not important. He said, I know rumors out there. He said, all you need to know is that I'm fine. And I'm a man, and I'm secure in who I am. He said, and I've been raised by a lot of women, so I see why people say to me and call me the things they do. He said, but that's not important. He said, listen to what I'm telling you. It was about an hour and a half conversation.
Russell, you good, right?
Tupac was at home, and while he was talking,
What's up?
you were
said,
hearing,
you good?
hold on.
Oh, yeah.
I'm gonna answer this call.
I was
So the
making
gang
French
he was
fries.
talking to said,
Oh,
y'all know this real because that's the only nigga I let put me on hold. He's gone for a while and he came back. He said, that was my lawyer. He said, see, they suing me again. He said, they gonna kill me. He said, point blank here, they gonna kill me. He said, and my lawyer keeps wanting me to meet him. He said, but I don't know why I need to keep meeting him. But I keep getting these lawsuits. He said, so now they're taking my money. So anyway, the guy said, I'm gonna hold this and I'm gonna release it when I feel like it. Tupac kept saying, I'm not gonna be here. I wanna be. And he said, I do regret that I didn't have a seed. He said, but I didn't find anybody worthy to plant a seed there. He said, and then if I would have had a seed, they might have would have killed them.
Wow.
So they just talking and talking. But his plan, how he laid it out, he explained a lot. And then all of a sudden, the phone hung up on Pop's end. And then he called back and he told the guy, he said, I can't continue this conversation. He said, I'm going to be honest with you, I think them dirty motherfuckers going to tap my phone. He said, so I'm going to just go on and go, and I'm going to let you go. The game maker said, I just got out. You just got out. They've already, if they want me, they know where I am. I ain't running from them motherfuckers, you know?
Yeah.
Pops, I'm not running from them either. But they going to get me. He said, they're going to set me up and they're going to get me. He said, and I know Suge Knight was sent to me. But I had to do what I had to do.
Suge Knight.
That was who was over Death Row, who got him out.
Okay,
So
I remember that name.
he was talking, and but the guy explained to him, he was asking Tupac something, and the guy said, Tupac said, I understand, and the guy said, no, no, no. He said, to understand is to be under. He said, and we're never under them, you overstand, which means I'm above this, and you can't get me. He said, and that's why we say overstand. The guy told Pop, he said, when I went to prison,
hey, what?
for 5 years off and on, I kept being in the hole. He said, but I learned to be all right with it. Because while they thought I was in the hole, he said, I had light coming to me. And I was being taught. He said, and God's and the ancestors and the Most High was teaching me. He said, so when I got back in general, Pop, man, I didn't want to be in general. Tupac said, I didn't either. He said, so when they would do, the guards was beating Tupac. The guards was coming to him, not giving him food. And when money would come, he said the toiletries. So he was in Clinton in New York, and they said that was a very bad situation, like right
Oh, it was?
Yes, he said, and by him being out on LA and or being what they call rival, he said naturally the dudes there should have killed me. He said, but when the guards was doing what they was doing and beating me, and for days wouldn't let me have my basic needs when I came, he said when they did release me to my room, he said when I walked in my room, he said, let me tell you, that's how I know brothers, we love one another. When we are allowed to love one another. He said my whole room had toilet paper, snacks, all of this, and there were little notes that says, brother, we're not your enemy. We're not your enemy. Do good and lead us out. And that was from some of the rival people. He said, so my so-called enemies was the ones who gave me what I needed. Because they saw how the guards were treating me.
Yeah.
So his whole time there, he said the guards were trying to kill me. He said, and he told his mom when she came to visit one time, he said his mom, I was listening to this like, this is too much for you know. But the guy said he held on to it for years. And then he said, I'm going to go ahead and release it right around when they did the movie last year, His Death.
Yeah.
And it was something, but he explained, understand. And I remember when I used to say, I understand. And he would say, no, you don't understand anything. You're not. Because you're saying you stand under. He said, no, I overstand. So a lot of that stuff I used to be like, oh, this just that tall, this just that. But it's not. It's not at all. But you say Grand Rising, they say we're people of the sun. I was like, okay. Yep, we're people of the sun. And when that guy from New Orleans explained to me, I get a lot of teachers about ancestors. He said, you're not gonna shake them as long as you identify with them in that way. They're your ancestors. They're people who got you here. They're not your mommy or this and that. He said, because in the grand scheme of things, and when you study history, after you become a certain age or adult, you on your own.
You know.
And most of the time, you're not looking back.
Right.
He said they're
Right,
not
Marie.
supposed to just hold you forever. He said, but a lot of our people, and unfortunately our mothers and grandmothers and fathers have been blinded by religion. He said, and I'm going to tell you,
And they
in this
have.
day, those
They
going to be
have.
the first ones that sell you out
Yeah.
to the enemy. He said, so you better watch what you say and what you believe in and your moves, because they'll sell you out. I was like, wow. It's so much, Eric.
But all that's relevant to me. That's really relevant.
It's definitely relevant. I'm just
It is.
learning so much.
Yeah, I'm saying it's relevant, and then for you to speak it to me, because I'm telling you honestly, I ain't know nothing. Tupac and all that, I don't know nothing about
He
it.
was, man.
But I'm listening to you, what you
Yeah,
saying.
he was,
Oh yeah, it's all relevant.
anybody who was ready. Like I said, Dr. King, only until he met with Malcolm X, you know, and he
Yeah.
did a speech. When he did the I Have a Dream, they loved that, the white people.
They did, and then hold on. When he did speak about, remember when he was in the crowd and he got stabbed in the back, and
Got stabbed right
In the
in the
chest.
heart.
in the chest, I'm sorry, and then he said, if I had a breathe,
Sneeze.
I'm sorry, if I had a sneeze,
The black ladies did that.
yeah, the blood is there. But he said, if I had a sneeze, I wouldn't be here today.
And I can see that because when you sneeze, it's so much pressure.
It is.
Uh-huh.
See,
Across on your chest.
that's what I'm saying. But and he spoke on that,
Yeah,
and he knew. But he knew just like he spoke when he said, "I've been to the
I've
mountaintop."
been to the mountains. Sister
Stone
wrote that
Mountain.
down to me.
He Stone Mountain.
Stone Mountain.
He spoke on
And I
that.
saw.
And he saw
And
the
he saw.
plasmas of
Saw.
that meeting.
And that's the
And
last
then we said,
speech.
right now I'm not fearing no man.
No man. Oh God, look
When
at
he and the
Please be quiet.
last
Let
speech
it
where
go.
he said, I don't want to die. I want to be here with my children. He knew.
He knew.
Yeah, he knew.
Ooh,
And
ooh.
But I may
remember,
not be here.
right.
I may not be
I may
here.
not be to get there with you.
Yeah.
And
Right.
that last speech is where he
That's
said,
what he
he
said.
met with Malcolm X, and he said, I'm afraid I have integrated my people to a burning bush.
Yeah.
He was changing his
Ooh,
mind
not
on
really. Not
segregation and nonviolence.
Not
And
really.
that was because see, by then, the nation had excommunicated
It
X.
did.
And the preachers,
It did.
all those people that was with King didn't like him.
They did not.
And it came
No,
out,
they
were
did
saying,
not. They
what are
did
you
not.
doing?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
X, he met with Malcolm X.
But
And that's when he had to go.
he had to go. But then King, when they asked King, what are you doing? King knew what he was doing. On his own, though. He knew what he was
He
doing.
knew what he was doing.
Because King was a man of power and mind. He knew what he was doing.
He wanted to marry a white girl. His name was Michael when he was born. His dad changed it to Martin Luther behind that historical character. His name
Oh,
was
yeah.
Michael.
I did not know.
He was attracted to white, he was smart. And he was attracted to a particular white woman.
I can see
He wanted
that.
to marry her.
I can see
His
that.
daddy, that's some strong fathers.
Yeah.
His daddy sat him down and said, no, you have an assignment. You have a job to do.
And he did.
And you will not marry a white woman.
Yeah.
Because that's going to go against, and I will
Everything.
not allow that.
Yes.
That's going to derail you.
That's what Daddy King told
Daddy
him.
said, you will not be with me long, and your mother not understand that. And you're not going to waste it with these frivolous lusts.
Yep.
But it
Now
was
read.
brought out how he would have affairs with them. Okay, fine. But he married Coretta. Coretta was from a more prominent family than King. And her family had money.
Move my
She did
outlaw.
an interview with Frank Ski years ago. I remember listening to it. She said, I did not want to marry him at first.
You did not?
She said, I did not
I remember
want
that.
him.
I
I was
remember that
not
interview.
attracted to him.
I remember
She
that.
said he was short,
Yeah.
and, you know, his family was a different family.
Yeah.
She said, and I was like, who is this man?
I remember that.
And she was
interview.
so beautiful.
I
She
know
did
that.
not, you're right, she did not want him.
I'm telling you,
But
she did
she
not.
said she prayed, and it came to her, you must marry him.
And she was and Coretta was a true believer
Yes.
in God.
Yes, she was.
She was.
She was. And she knew that was her assignment.
That was her
But she said,
assignment.
I did not want to marry him.
Yeah.
So he wanted a white woman he had fallen for, and she didn't want him.
Now,
And
all the
how they came
tabloids and all the things they spoke of him ill-gotten, Okay,
Right.
fine.
Right.
Maybe he did do it, whatever, but he knew his own soul that Coretta was for him.
Yes, he knew.
And
Yes, he
Coretta
did.
knew he was for her.
Right.
They knew it.
It was
That's
not
how
what
we
we
try to
wanted.
tell Brandon. Y'all, God has already chosen whoever your mate will be.
Yeah, he has.
And so stop making promises
Right.
to people too soon.
Right.
And then they latch on to you.
Right.
And they end up not being
And
the
that's
one.
what we do
Right.
throughout life.
Right, Linda.
Right.
Stop
that.
Okay. Guess what else? Malcolm X.
Like that.
Before he became Malcolm X,
Right, Linda.
he was Malcolm Little. He was a male
Yeah.
prostitute.
Yeah, he was. Yeah.
Malcolm X was a male prostitute.
I remember that.
He-
Oh,
Yeah, I knew about that. I did know
Yes.
about that.
But a lot of black people, when you say it, they get mad.
Yeah.
Before he
But-
was Malcolm Little, he was a male prostitute. He
was a male
sold
prostitute.
himself to men and women. He was a gigolo. He was a male prostitute. He was red. They call him red.
Yeah.
Pretty
They
boy.
try to bring it out in the with the Denzel.
Right, but they
Bring
wouldn't
it all
touch
the way
on
out.
Yes,
Spike
yes,
Lee wouldn't
yes.
touch on.
You know.
He brought out the white women, but he wouldn't touch on the male prostitute
Yeah.
thing. But someone else brought it out, and historians and people started coming out. Your family said he was,
What?
and they said that if he would have lived, he would have let it be known eventually.
Yeah.
But he was. He was a male prostitute. He was just because his dad, his mom. Well, when they killed his dad on the railroad track, remember the
Yeah.
white man took his dad,
They took his dad
beat him,
away.
and laid him on the railroad track.
Yeah.
The train ran over him. His mom, high yellow, with a
Very
black
high
dad,
yellow.
She was crazy.
Yeah.
I mean, imagine she saw her husband, and you got all these kids. So then the mother is mentally ill.
Right.
She can't take care of them, and then they go to orphanages.
Exactly.
And
But
he
his
went out.
mother was damn near Professor White.
Right, exactly.
Come on now.
Exactly. That's where he get the look he got from.
Right. And then she couldn't handle it. She was mentally.
couldn't handle it.
Yeah, she couldn't handle
Yep.
it.
And so the workers came and took him.
They did.
He was a problem child.
He was
They came
very
to get
problem.
him.
Very
He thought they was coming for him only. And the social worker said, she was like, you can't have Malcolm. I read the autobiography and you saw the movie.
Yeah.
The social worker said, no. We taking all of them.
Yeah.
So she really lost her mind.
She did.
So he's in orphanages.
Yeah.
You know what happened?
Here and there.
Here and there.
Yeah. He was.
And then, and they showed the movie, but they wouldn't touch on that part.
Ooh.
They wouldn't touch on that
Now,
part.
Chris, they didn't touch on it at all.
No,
They did not.
no. Because they thought it would disgrace him.
Yeah, but they didn't touch on it at all. They did not.
He sold himself.
Oh, God.
Whoever, to whomever. He was sell to the highest bidder. He was
Then
Trying
he
to
came
survive.
up top.
right. And look at what he turned into.
Thank you. Made his stance
Look
and
at what, went to
did what he
prison
did.
and
Went to
look what
prison.
happened.
So look what I'm telling you.
Look to prison.
He went to prison, but he
right.
made his stance, and then
And that's
he
the point
put his word out there.
I'm trying to make. So it doesn't, it doesn't, in the grand scheme of things, that's nothing. In the grand scheme of things of who you are, who you are to be, that's nothing.
Thank you.
That's nothing.
So let me ask you. Let's put a question out here to Linda.
I ain't wide open.
You can narrate it too.
Oh, me
so
and
I've
shit.
gotten
Westbrook.
I've gotten a proposal to move
Me.
back to North Carolina.
Yeah,
So,
ma-
can I call
huh?
Can I call
Oh God.
What happened,
Can I
boy?
have some ice and?
I can't pause it.
Oh, okay.
You what
You
now?
sure? Ice. You good?
Hey, be nothing.
I thought he was because I forgot they can't do that. But
You
I
need
didn't
to
want
think
you
while
to
I'm
keep
in
getting
here.
up.
You need something.
No,
on.
I'm good.
Ice.
Are you sure?
Yes. I don't want any more drink. I think water this time will do.
So let me get your first cup.
But a lot. No, that same cup.
No, I had the rich cup. I can't
There's a
do all
lot of
that.
ice.
No, I get in the cup. I can miss all of that. All my French fries done burned
All
up.
those
Damn.
that's Patriots, ain't it?
That's a Seahawks.
Oh, the
And that
Eagles.
go,
Them my fries
Jordan.
burned up.
What is it? Oh, the Giants. So Jordan ain't got no ring.
that go to Colts. That go to
Patriots. Oh, okay. Oh, so the Packers and Cowboys league was 6. The Patriots and the 49ers and the Cowboys was 5. Oh, I see see what Brady trying to do?
Yeah.
He trying to get out of
They gonna give it to him.
this tonight,
So he'll be with the 6.
but he
I gotta
know
get in
what.
over here now.
You know, is he gonna be satisfied?
Yeah.
You think so? You
Yeah.
know he not the only one.
Now he might go to 7. That'll break all the records.
And that's what I think he's going for.
Yeah, that'll break
And
all
remember I
the records.
said, is he trying to break the Michael Jordan with
Yeah,
six?
yeah.
I mean, I understand football and baseball, but he's after something. Because
Yeah.
he said he wants to show that.
I thought he was gonna retire this year.
I thought so
So
too.
since he's not, and he's gonna go for another Super Bowl,
And he's
then
40.
I can see he wants the 7.
Okay.
He wants the highest rank.
He wants the highest. And I think it's that arrogance that's going to cost him.
Yeah.
I think that arrogance is going to cost him. But I see what he's doing. He's not the top
Yeah.
right now.
Right.
There are people with 6. Okay, I didn't know that. So the Cowboys, the who?
So they just kept the 49.
So, Bill, why you been growing your dread?
Okay.
2 years,
I
huh?
see you,
2
Brett.
years?
You're going to go out on top. Jesus.
Now, do you want a straw out of here?
Sure.
Okay.
See, they
One of my special
I
straws.
thought they had scored too. That's what I
They
was
did.
thinking.
They scored when they came out.
One of my special
I
straws.
like those straws from last time.
Okay.
You had them.
Let you know what I got, what I'm doing.
Yeah, they the Patriots done scored since they came out the hospital. Yeah. So what happened? They want you to come back to North Carolina.
Yeah, the question.
Yeah, they you know, I moved down here, came to my mom, do her thing or whatever. And so they kept saying to me, when I would talk to them sporadically, they would say, well, I would say this to them, I would say, well, I lost a lot of weight and I'm really doing good. They said, well, you need to come back down here so we can fill you back up, and you're going to come back to us, and So I wouldn't say I'm not, I would just say, yeah, y'all right, you need to come back down there so I can fill you back up. But I already knew, y'all already knew I wasn't going back. I already knew I was. Because when Lyra said, I think my mom's more, she said, you come stay with me, I'm going to take care of you. I say, oh, okay, cool. I mean, I'm fine with somebody taking care of you, they helping me out, whatever. I was fine with that. Now, I was coming to my mom and inheritance.
Boy, that bitch back from 3.
Fine. Then, when
6
my
times.
mom's money did come through, and then
That's what I'm trying to do.
I didn't do the inevitable. I didn't. She thought she
Oh,
was-
good shit.
I should have been the first motherfucker you paid some money to.
What does it matter about the part? Were you dating her?
And what if you never would have came into your mama money?
Right.
Would you
Are you
still be
sure,
pulled
man?
on?
It pulled on, right.
Folks need to stop. That's so secret.
And so, you know, I had wrote her a check out, and I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I wrote her a check out for $5,000. And I was like, okay, that'll clear me, and I can get by and do whatever. I'll be done with her. And then she said, dude, it's not about the money. It's not about the money. You
Oh, we
mention
got
rings
that.
with Stacy. Nah. Sorry.
Oh, we got this. We need this shit.
Alright, I'm too old. Okay.
Oh, we need this shit.
Why people act like that?
I am nobody's property. I am
Oh, we
nobody's
need this. We got this.
Bitch, I go to church, I got the $5,000.
Right. Take that.
Got him.
They reading out loud.
Got him! Oh, let's go!
Trolling.
Let's go! Game winner, baby. My bad. Gator Westbrook. Let's go!
Oh, they going
It's over.
Not the football.
All right.
They playing basketball.
Woo!
So what's her point?
It was
Oh, my goodness. Oh, my goodness. That All-Star 3 mark right there. I need that little VC. That nigga hit that bitch.
Well, Kevin came back from school.
Oh, he hit that bitch.
I mean, he just